Hello, 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 scrappy friends. Are you ready to pull out your tools today? I am. Look at all the tools I have on my desk today. So, if you didn't know, my challenge to myself this year is to incorporate my tools and use my tools a lot more often. So, I've been doing layouts that intentionally bring in a lot of different tools. Sometimes I just bring it in for a little pop of color. Sometimes I might bring it in for a little bit more texture here and there. And then, of course, I bring it in to up my theme embellishments a little bit more. So that's my plan with today's layout. I have some photos here from when my daughter played softball. These are back from 2008, and I really just need to get them done. I have so many. I'm going to bring in some color to this because her uniform and team colors that year were black and red. And I didn't want to make this layout all about black and red. So I thought I'm just going to go for it and bring in some different colors and see what happens. And so I'm going to go straight into my This Life collection. I love this collection because it's very energetic and playful and perfect for a softball layout. And I do want to bring in some black. So I'm bringing in this star paper from Showtime collection. I think it's going to be a great neutral to help calm a little bit of the energy from my loud papers. So I think it's going to be fun. And I want to bring in all these different tools, including, let me clear this off and we'll go ahead and get started. Since softball is played outdoors and on grass, I thought I can probably get away with using this green paper. It has little leaves on it. I don't have a lot of softball or baseball type papers. And even if I did, I feel like I overdo them because there were years of our lives where all three of my kids at some point played softball or baseball. Sometimes it just gets a little bit tiring to use the same paper or the same concept over and over. So that's why I'm using the This Life collection today to kind of just be a little more playful about it and tell this little story of this season in her softball journey. So I'm going to start with the green. And then I'm going to bring in the red and the black because that's her team color. So I do want to get that on somehow. So I'll start with the red and I'm going to trim this. Now my hearts on here are directional. So I want to make sure that when it's on the paper, my hearts are going the right direction, which I do want them to go up and down. So this will be perfect. I'm going to make my first cut at 8 inches. I'm going to put the 4 inches right here and then the 8 inches over on the other side. Then I'm going to bring in the star paper. This is going to run horizontally across my page, so I don't think this one will matter as much, but I am going to turn it. And I'm going to cut this one right in half at 6 inches. And I'm going to lay that horizontally across the page like that. I'm going to bring this one back in. I think I want it a little bit shorter. So I'm going to cut off 3 inches and make this a 6 by 9. And my background will look something like this. Laying this probably about 2 inches from the bottom, but we're going to hold on before we adhere that and kind of play with some of our layers and some of our tools. Bring back in our trimmer, and the first thing I want to do is to change my blade and bring in that deco blade I showed you at the beginning. And I'm going to bring in some yellow paper. I'm just going to trim it off to get the blade started. And then I'm going to change the blade back to the straight one. Not that it would matter for what I'm going to do with this, but just so we don't forget and not change it back. Okay, I'm just going to cut 1 inch. It's going to be more than I need, and because I just want to have a little bit extra for some tucking. And I'm going to trim this to 4 inches right here and add just a little bit of texture to our tucking piece. And I'm going to keep it just coming out over the red area, not extending into the green. Okay, I'll straighten all that up once I'm ready to go. But I'm first going to bring in my first border making cartridge, which is the circle chain. I picked the circle chain because it reminds me of baseball or softballs. But whatever decorative punt, whatever you have that you would want to bring in for your theme, this would be a great opportunity. I'm going to bring back in the yellow paper. And I'm going to need probably about 2 strips of this. So I'll put you on fast forward and I'm going to punch out 2 strips. This does come out in a chain style, so I won't have to trim it. Our girls use yellow softballs in our league, and I think that's pretty common, and that's why I chose yellow paper on this circle border making cartridge to represent basically the softballs. I'm going to run it the whole length of that black paper at the top here, and over here I'm going to also run it the whole length of the paper, but I will trim that down. My other choice up here was the chevron arrow cartridge, but I'm liking the softballs so far, so we're going to put that one aside, and that might not make it into the layout. So this will be pretty much my layout with the addition of a couple of those layers and texture elements. So let's bring in the photos and see what we have here. I think, let's see, I want to try and keep all my photos in the band that I have here. I don't have a lot of photos. I have about 5 here, and this is my biggest one with the entire team, and I have 1 vertical one as well. So I'm thinking I want to trim these down, and I'm going to try and do them about 3 3/4 inch squares. So let me go do that. So that's going to be my photo placement. And so now for my title and my journaling box. So for my title, I brought in some of these vintage Creative Memories alphabet stickers, and I created the title, It's Fall Ball. Here she had 2 seasons of softball, one in the spring and then another in the fall. So this was her first time playing fall ball. And so I thought it was going to be cute if I said it's fall ball, and then I'm going to handwrite in there, y'all. So it'll say, it's fall ball, y'all. I don't want it just free floating out here, so I thought that I would bring in my custom cutting system and cut out an oval for that. Now, of course, a circle probably would be better because it's a ball, but my title is a little bit elongated, so I thought an oval would be better. I'm bringing in a piece of brown from my stash, and I'm bringing in brown because it looks like the dirt field they're playing on. So let me put that up there. This is the 4x6. It says here if you look down here, it says 4x6. It's the 4x6 size, and I'm going to use the inside, and I'm going to bring in my red blade and just cut an oval out right in there. And then I'll slide this right in here, and since I'm going to be putting it right here on the edge, I'm just going to turn my circles around so that I have a complete full circle on that edge, and I'm going to lay my titling spot right here, and it's going to be fit perfect right on there, and I'll probably come back and put a few embellishments right there as well. Now for my journaling spot. So let's see. I kind of feel like I want my journaling over here, so I'm actually going to move this photo up and bring in a journaling spot right here, but to do that I want to bring in another tool. So let's push that up. I'm going to bring in some purple paper. This is a 3-inch wide, so I'm going to make it a 3.5-inch rectangle. And I'm going to bring in my tab punch. These make such cute little journaling spots when you use the tab punch. I'm going to punch out a tab. We're just going to cut this right in half. And we'll probably try and incorporate one on the other side. And then this one I'm going to glue right here at the top of my 3 by 3.5 inch rectangle that I made. And you can put this in the corner if you wanted to look at like a file folder, or I'm going to put mine just about maybe 3/8 of an inch over from the edge. And it's going to look like that. Now you could see the seam right here, but I'm going to cover that up right now. And I'm going to bring in this scrap I had of, this is also vintage Creative Memories, where they used to put lines on both sides of the paper. I went with brown to match the brown that I used in the cluster up on the top. And this is going to fit perfectly in here. This is a 2 3/4 by 3 1/4 inch rectangle, and it's going to fit perfectly right here. And once I adhere it down, I'm going to adhere it right over that seam, and it's going to look like this was just a little tabbed piece of paper, maybe like even a clipboard or something that you might see the coaches using on the playing field. And I'm going to put this somewhere right over here. Let's see. Play with this photo a little bit more. I could bring this way down here in that area and then bring this photo down like that. Yep, I like it. Okay, and then this one, I might just tuck this right up here for now and come back and maybe put a little word sticker there or something, just to kind of incorporate the tab in both areas. So one punch, 2 pieces of embellishments. I like it. So I'm going to pause and get all of this adhered down and come back and pull in some more tools and get to embellishing. So hold on. What I want to do first is up here on my title, I want to bring in my black pen and just kind of put little marks around the title. We used to do this all the time, right? But this little brown oval just needed a little something. So I'm just going to make some little hash marks all the way around and just kind of help it stand out a little bit more. There we go. Since it is fall, I thought it would be super cute to bring in my owl punch. I love using this punch. I don't have a lot of opportunity to use it, so why not use it on this page? I know it has nothing to do with softball, but it has to do with the fall, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep the camera rolling and put you on fast forward. This punch, if you haven't seen it, punches out all of the different pieces, and then you glue them all together. And we're going to bring the little owl we just created and bring him right up here, kind of to cover up that wonky little area right there. There we go. It's fall ball, y'all. Okay, now to bring in a couple more tools, I'm going to bring in some red paper and my love letters punch, and I'm going to punch out one of these. My daughter always loved playing softball, so I feel like this is round like a softball and perfect for the layout. And so I'm going to do it in her team colors. I do this one on red, and then I will bring in the 1 3/4 inch punch and cut out a black circle to back the love letters punch. And it'll look like this. So there I have brought in more of her team colors, and I think I'll put that right over here off of the journaling box. But I'm not done with my circle punch yet. I'm going to bring in a piece of yellow card, just plain cardstock, and create a circle. And I've done this before with a baseball, but I'm going to do a yellow softball now. So what I'm going to do is bring back in my custom cutting template and just draw a curved line here and a curved line here and make some little stitch marks on this, what's going to be a softball. And I'll do it on both sides. There we go. And I'll probably bring that right over there as well. Maybe I'll even pop this one up onto some foam tape. Okay. There we go. Okay, one more area I want to start some embellishments in is down over here. And for that, I'm going to bring in some scraps from the collection and my banner order making cartridge. And I'm going to punch out 3 different banners in different colors that I've already used on the layout. So yellow, purple, and red. And I'm going to put these right over here, just tucking them in like that down there. Okay, so this is a fairly simple layout. I just heavily embellished it with the use of my tools. There's a lot of room on here for even more photos if you had more. I don't have any more, so I like how I have them placed, but you can see you can get a lot more on this layout as well. I'm going to pause here and get everything that I have here already adhered down. And while I do that, I would love it if you would leave me a comment and let me know how many tools have I used on this layout. I would really like to know what your guess is. And also, while I'm away, if you don't mind clicking that like button, I really would appreciate it. I am loving doing this tool series, and I hope that you are too. So let me know by clicking that like button. And I'll be right back, and I'm going to go look for some little word stickers for right here and see if I have any softball embellishments I can bring in. So hold on. Okay, let's do a little more embellishing. So I was able to find a few sports themed and softball themed stickers and embellishments. So let me show you what I found. I did find this old sticker. It's a yellow bat, which when in girls softball I think is okay because they all had different color bats. So I'm going to put that kind of right up here, bring in a little more yellow up here at the top. For the word sticker for right here, I found this one. It said on deck. Now it's actually blue, but I think it's going to be okay. It was an arrow, and I trimmed it down, and I'm going to put it right here because it almost looks black right here. So it says on deck, and I like it because these two, she's batting. Here she's actually the catcher, but here she's batting. Down here, I found this champion sign in our new embellishment pack called Make Your Mark. I'm going to put that right there. And I love that it's black, and it just brings in more of her colors of her team. Kind of ties that off down there. Over here, I found this one that says eat, live, and play. That's totally how they are during softball season, right? So I think I'm going to put that right here and kind of bring these circles in like that a little bit. I like that. And for right here, I found another puffy, the same where I found this on deck. It said game day, and again I just trimmed it a little bit, and I think it's going to be a little too big to fit at the top of the tab, but I think I'm going to bring it right down here where it meets the paper. Yep, right there, game day, and then I can do my journaling right in there. So I like that. The last thing I want to bring in is I did think of a use for the chevron arrows punch because I think in softball there's a lot of movement going on, and I think the chevron arrow represents that pretty well. So what I'm going to do is bring back in this yellow piece that I used for the circle, and I'm just going to slide it in here, make one punch, and I'm going to use the fallout. The fallout has these cute little chevron arrows, and I think that it would be super cute to kind of show it for motion. Come down here and keep decorating this journaling box. And I'll just I love doing this with 3 of them in a row. And it's perfect because I got 3 out of one punch. So just a little bit of something extra just to kind of show movement around the page. They are moving during softball. The other fallout's super cute too because you have different little banners and things, but not for this layout. Okay, and you know what? That is all I'm going to do So how many tools did you guess? And now I asked you that before I brought in the chevron punch. I wasn't planning on that. So so up your number by 1. So anyway, that's my layout for today. I hope that you enjoyed this use of, having fun with our tools. I am really loving the fact that I'm challenging myself to bring in several different tools on one layout. So I hope that you come back because we'll do this again real soon. Until then, everybody, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. And if you're looking for some more inspiration, I'll link my entire tool list right here, as well as another video up there that you might be interested in. Okay, take care.